Hi, I'm Rusty Cottrell, physical therapist for 45 years. I've been into health and longevity since I was 15, and then especially 18, I worked at a nursing home. Saw people in their 50s and 60s already bedridden, and I thought, what do I need to do to not be here?
And I'm Debbie Cottrell, registered dietitian specializing in functional medicine, really striving to help people thrive clear into their last days. Today, we want to share with you more about the mitochondria, and in particular, how the mitochondria and mitochondrial function affects your brain health.
Your brain is an energy hog, and mitochondria are like the chefs in the kitchen. If the chef burns out, the brain goes hungry, and that's when your memory and focus start to crumble.
So when we think of the mitochondria in the brain, it's amazing that each neuron in the brain can have anywhere from hundreds to 2 million mitochondria per neuron. That's an incredible amount, and it tells us how much energy is needed for those neurons to function.
Think of a mitochondria as like a spark plug of the brain, and when they misfire, the brain stalls over time, and that's linked to dementia.
So this link between mitochondrial dysfunction and dementia is fascinating, but let's back up. Mitochondria, as you remember from high school biology, they make energy, but they're not just energy makers. They're actually guardians of brain health.
When they start to fail, we call that mitochondrial dysfunction. Several things happen that connect directly to dementia, and including Alzheimer's.
Your brain uses a huge amount of energy, about 20 to 25% of your body's total. That's a lot of energy. That's a quarter of the energy that your body needs. And damaged mitochondria means less ATP, which is less energy. And so then the neurons, they struggle to fire properly.
Neurons are especially sensitive to energy shortages. They can't store fuel like other cells can.
So in neurodegenerative diseases where the neurons break down, the mitochondria often produce less ATP, leading to starving neurons.
And starving neurons can't communicate properly. The energy deficit shows up as memory problems, brain fog. Think about the first time you ever had brain fog. Did you know you were having a mitochondrial problem? As that progresses, now you have cognitive decline.
And we might think of brain fog and cognitive decline as bad things, but when we realize that they're like an oil light in the car, that there's actually something that we can do to help our brains to function better, then it becomes a positive thing. We're always glad when that oil light comes on and we know to put oil in. So that's important. One thing that the damaged mitochondria do is they release free radicals. Those free radicals cause oxidative stress.
Too much oxidative stress actually damages the mitochondria, and then the mitochondria, when it's damaged, produces more oxidative stress, so it's like a vicious cycle. And then that changes DNA, changes the proteins and cell membranes in the brain cells as well.
And this accelerates neurodegeneration. But healthy mitochondria, they regulate cell survival and repair.
Dysfunctional ones trigger apoptosis. We call that, it's cell death, and it happens too early. They fail to protect the neurons, and this loss of brain cells contributes to progression of dementia over time.
Damaged mitochondria release signals that activate the immune cells as well, and that leads to inflammation. So unfortunately, those little proteins that are released, they look like bacteria, look like foreign invaders, and the body starts to react to those foreign invaders.
And chronic brain inflammation is strongly linked to Alzheimer's and many other forms of dementia.
So mitochondrial dysfunction is thought to be one of the root causes of dementia. And that's why lifestyle choices are so important to protect those mitochondria.
Like exercise. I love to exercise. Ever notice that if you did have brain fog and you went out for an exercise session, you felt better afterwards?
Another thing that's helpful as a lifestyle choice is antioxidant-rich foods. Those help to protect those neurons. Remember, dysfunctional mitochondria actually kick out more free radicals. So antioxidants help to remove those free radicals and to protect the mitochondria from further damage.
And speaking of antioxidants, You know, you can make your own endogenous enzymes like superoxide dismutase, catalase, and glutathione. Those enzymes can actually eliminate age-related oxidative stress when you're making them like you were when you're younger. We'll actually have a description below where you can actually check out that video information. Then there's good quality sleep, and that's an easy to do. You can do it in your sleep.
Yes, sleep is important. It's challenging to prioritize it sometimes, but definitely worthwhile as a lifestyle choice to protect your mitochondria.
How about reducing your toxic load?
Definitely. Any of the toxins that come into our system, those damage the mitochondria.
Mitochondria are the weakest link in your cells, and so they take the toxin hit.
And that can lead to dementia and an aging brain. So definitely important, those lifestyle choices. And it's important to remember that you do not need to be the victim of mitochondrial dysfunction. You can be the hero of your mitochondrial health. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and if you have any questions on this topic, but also if you have any topics that you'd love to hear about in the future, please throw those in the comments.
We want you to thrive as we do.
And until next time, aloha.